Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to be testing out the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick Foundation. I have two shades right here, 407 Natural Beige and Ivory 401. I haven't really heard a lot of things about this foundation, so I'm excited to try it out. So if you would like to see a review and a 10-hour wear test, please keep watching. So I'm going to go ahead and prep my skin, and then while the primers sink in, I'm going to read you guys some information about this foundation. I'm first going to go in with my new favorite primer spray. This is the e.l.f. Illuminating Primer Mist. And since I do have dry skin and this is a stick foundation, I'm going to go ahead and use another moisturizing primer. I haven't used this in a really long time. This is the NYX Honey Do Me Up Primer. It's really pretty. I'm going to go ahead and slap some of this on. I like that it has a little spatula on it, so it makes it really easy to apply. So I purchased my foundation sticks from Amazon, but I did see that you could also purchase them at Walmart for cheaper. So I just went ahead and went to the L'Oreal website just so I could get all the deets. So this foundation retails for $12.99, but I did see it at Walmart for $10 or so. It only comes in 12 shades, which is not a lot at all. On the L'Oreal website, it says it's rated 4 stars out of 5 out of 581 reviews. It says, cover, define, and enhance your features with infallible shaping sticks from L'Oreal Paris. Up to 24 hours of medium to full coverage. Contains SPF of 27. Cover, define, and enhance your features with the new infallible shaping sticks from L'Oreal Paris. Achieve a perfectly sculpted look with a buildable medium to full coverage that lasts for 24 hours. The creamy glide-on formula of infallible shaping sticks melts into the skin and provides weightless, long-lasting coverage that doesn't cake or drag. This multi-use stick allows you to easily define features without sacrificing long wear coverage. Infallible shaping sticks are available in 12 shades to cover, conceal, and contour and highlight features. Discover your perfectly defined makeup look that lasts all day and night. So like I said in the intro, I have two shades, although I think I'm just going to use the darker shade that I have because I do have a tan. This one's in the shade 407 Natural Beige. We'll see, we might have to, no, I think this is actually going to be a pretty good shade match. Let's see how much is in here. Okay, so you already get twice the amount in this that you do in the Maybelline foundation sticks, which I actually really like that one. But I'm excited for this. So it pretty much just says the exact same thing on the packaging. So let's just go for it. So I'm going to do this side with a sponge and this side with a brush. It's always hard to split my nose in half. We'll start off with that much first. It does feel creamy though. I'm going to use my Sonia Kashuk sponge. When I tried out the Maybelline foundation sticks, I liked it better with a brush, and then I just went over it with the sponge, so I'm assuming I'll probably feel the same way about this. Yeah, I feel like there's still streaks, so I don't think blending this with a sponge is the right way to go. And I love sponges for foundation. I don't really like brushes, but I think a brush is definitely the way to go with this. I think I'm going to take a little bit of the Ivory 401 and just use that to kind of highlight. So I'm just going to focus this mainly where I would put concealer, I guess. I'm going to put a little bit there and then go back in with the 407 Natural Beige and just add some more. They are really creamy and they do blend out really nice, so I like that. I would definitely consider buying a darker shade to contour with because I think it would look really good. Did it say if it was a matte or dewy finish? I don't think so. So I'm going to do the other side with a brush. So I'm just going to apply some more. And then if I build up any more on this side with the sponge, then I'm just gonna use the brush for that too. It's a really good shade match though, if I do say so myself, finally. Then I'm just gonna use my Morphe G36 brush. Oh yeah, okay, I love this with a brush. I really, really like the Maybelline Stick Foundation, but I think I like this one more. So I'm just gonna do the same. I'm taking the 401 Ivory and running that underneath. This is so creamy. I can't believe I don't hear anybody talk about this. The shade match is like dead onto my skin. That like never happens. I love this. I'm just gonna go over this side with the sponge. I really like how my skin looks. It looks so good. I think that you could manipulate this foundation. If you wanted it dewy, then use a dewy primer like I did, but if you wanted it matte, you could always use a matte primer, and I think this foundation would go matte. It looks so good. It looks like skin. It doesn't look cakey. This is like the coverage that I'm happy with, but I definitely think you could build it up to full coverage if you wanted, but I'm okay with how this looks. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some concealer. I haven't used this in a really long time. This is the Tarte Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. This is in the shade Fairly Light Neutral. A little bit of this goes a long way, and I definitely just squeezed out way too much. And I'm just gonna use my Morphe E45 first. And I'm going to do a little bit of cream contouring, so I'm taking my ColourPop sculpting stick in the shade New Renaissance. They do not make this anymore, which I don't know why, because I really like it, but I'm trying to use it up. I still have quite a bit, actually. This looks really nice to me, but I am gonna set a little bit with powder, or maybe I'll just do cream bronzer. I haven't done cream bronzer in a while. We'll go ahead and use the Perricone No Bronzer. I guess I'll add a little bit of cream contour too while I'm at it. So I'm gonna use the Hoola Quickie contour stick first. And then when I blend the bronzer out, it'll just kind of like blend the contour stick and the bronzer together. That's what I'm doing. So I like to apply this bronzer like on the back of my hand. Oh my god. That was way too much. I'm a mess. And my favorite brush to use is this Real Techniques sculpting brush. So I just like to pick it up on the back of my hand and then I'll blend out this together. I know it looks crazy, but then I go over it with a sponge and then it looks good. I'm wearing my bangs down, so I guess this was pointless, but oh well. And then back over with my sponge. I do have some left, so I'm just going to pick it up with a brush and just add a little bit more to the cheeks and then a little bit to my nose. So I guess since I'm going for like a more dewier look with this foundation, I'm gonna add the Perricone No Blush as well. And then my favorite brush to use for cream blush is this Real Techniques Instapop Cheek Blush brush. It's really good. So again, I'm just gonna apply it to the back of my hand, about this much. And I like to like swirl it around, and then I'll pick it up with the brush like so, and I'll add it to my cheeks. Next, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is like a liquid highlighter. This is in number 3 light medium. And it has a huge doe foot, so I just put it in the areas that I want to highlight. And then I'll just go in with my sponge. Now whenever I like keep foundations dewy, I like a lot of a glow on my cheeks. And I don't really care if the bronzer, blush, and highlight kind of just like melt together. Like I like that a lot when I'm going for like a dewy look. So now I'm going to lightly set the outer perimeter of my face, and I'm going to use my La Prairie powder. This is in the shade 02. And my Beauty Blender sponge thing. And I'm just gonna kind of pat around. And I'll just let it sit, and then I'll brush away the excess. Now I'm gonna take my stippling brush and just lightly brush away the excess powder. To set my under eyes, I'm going to use my Laura Mercier Secret Under Eye Brightener. So this is what my skin looks like up close with the foundation, concealer, and the cream products, and then a little bit of powder. I think it looks really nice. It's like nice and healthy, kind of like an everyday, like no makeup look in a way. So it is 2:05, so I'm going to make that the call time. I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back to let you guys know what I think. So I'm back. I did add a few powder products on top just because my shirt is so bright. I feel like my face was just kind of like washed out. If I was wearing more of like a neutral shirt, I probably would have just left it the way it was. But I'm going to tell you everything that's on my face. For brows, I went in with my Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Blonde. Then I used the ColourPop pencil that I still don't know the name of. And then I went in with a brow powder. I've been doing this lately. I wish I would have never stopped because I used to do my brows like this all the time. But I used the Kat Von D Brow Struck in the shade Blonde. This is what it looks like. And then I also have her brow pencil, or her brow brush, which has like little like, it's like a comb almost. So I like to take the brow powder and I like to flick, just like comb up the center of my brows. Is that what it is? Like this part of my brows? I don't know. What do you call that? Center? I don't know. And then I just kind of like feed it through the rest of my brow just to blend everything together. And I think it just makes my front end of my brows just look way better. So I've been doing that recently. This brush is really good. This is the Kat Von D number 75 brush. And then I just set them with my Essence Make Me Brow in the shade Blondie Brows. I didn't add any more bronzer, but I did add some blush. So I just jumped into my MAC palette that I have right here, and I used this blush, which I have no idea what it's called. Let me see if I can get it out. Oh, that's easier than I thought. This is called Dolly Mix. So I just added like a little bit. You probably can't even really see it. And then I added a little bit of the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter in the shade Molten Gold. For my eyes, I used my Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes. And I just used these shades right here, these 4 shades. I just kind of built them up. For lips, I used my LA Girl Ultimate Lip Intense Stay Auto Liner in the shade Nonstop Nude. And then for lipstick, I use this Gerard Cosmetics Buttercup lipstick. Again, I've had this since it launched, but it still works and it doesn't smell, so I'm just gonna use it. And then for gloss, this is really pretty. This is from Revlon, and this is the Super Natural Gloss. It says a super, what does it say? Super Lustrous, I think. This gloss is really good. It feels really comfortable and I really, really like it. For mascara, I used my CoverGirl Exhibitionist mascara, and then to separate, I like to use this one for volume. I know, even though my lashes just, ever since lash extensions, I can't deal, but anyways. And then for volume, I use the CoverGirl one, and then to separate, I use the Tartist mascara. This is what it looks like. I'm not sure what the name of this is. It says Lash Paint. I think that's the name of it. And then I just put this Sephora Kohl eyeliner in the shade Infinite Beige in my waterline. And then I set my face with my MAC Fix Plus, and since I was like super dewy, I just went ahead and went in with this NYX Matte Finish setting spray, and I'm really happy with how everything looks. I think it just looks like nice and natural. But I think it looks really good. Like my skin looks really, really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump off here, and I will see you guys back here in about 4 hours for my first check-in. Hey guys, so I'm here for my 4-hour check-in, but it's really my 5-hour check-in because it's 6:49. I just got done editing a video and then I ate some dinner, so I got kind of behind, but I want to see what this looks like. Still looks pretty good on my forehead. Looks good on my cheeks. And I always like to look around my mouth, especially after I ate, to see if it starts to like cake or separate, and it didn't, so that's nice. Everywhere else looks pretty good. Here's a close-up after 5 hours of wear. I'm pretty happy with this foundation so far. I have 0 complaints. I'm obsessed with the shade, that's for sure. I think the next time that I try out this foundation, I'm going to matte it out completely, since I did keep it pretty dewy this time. I want to see what it's going to look like matte, but yeah, so far so good. I'll see you guys here in about probably 3 hours or so, maybe 4. We'll see how it goes. So I'm back for my 8-hour check-in. It's 9:54, so it's almost 10 o'clock. So I've had this foundation on for a full 8 hours. I just want to check it out. I figured I would start to get oily right here just because I did choose to leave this foundation like more dewy. So I figured I'll just go ahead and powder, and we'll see how that goes. I tried out this pressed powder in my last full face of First Impressions drugstore makeup. This is the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Powder, and it's in the shade MC1. So I'm going to be using this to set, and then my favorite, well, one of my favorite brushes for powder is a Morphe M536. Just watch all the oil disappear. Like, look how nice that looks. And then I always do down my nose and the sides. So yeah, everything still looks really nice. Like that powder just soaked up all that excess oil. And I'm really liking this foundation. So far so good. I'll see you guys back here in another 2 hours. Almost 4 hours. I'll see you guys back here in another 2 hours for my final check-in, and I will have had this foundation on for 10 hours, which if it still looks good now and it's been 8, I'm assuming that's still gonna look pretty good at 10. It did say it was a 24-hour foundation, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it said. So far so good. So I'm back for my final check-in. It's now midnight, so I've had this foundation on for a full 10 hours. And the last time I saw you guys was 2 hours ago, and I powdered for the first time, and I can already see like I'm starting to get a little oily like right here. So This is definitely a foundation that I think I would probably have to powder, like if I chose to wear it more than 10 hours, probably every hour on the hour, which is pretty normal for me if I start powdering. Very rarely can I powder once and then not have to powder again. Sorry, there's something in my eye. But other than that, like everything over here still looks good, and over here I do feel like kind of oily. Like everywhere I powdered I feel oily. So, but I did use a dewy primer mist and a hydrating dewy primer as well. So maybe in the future I will do like a dewy primer on the outer part and then do like a matte primer in the center, and that would probably help me be able to wear this foundation longer. But because I do have dry skin, it's just like tricky for me to find the right matte primer that's not gonna like give me dry flakes, you know what I mean? I think this looks super good for 10 hours. I really like it. I'm probably going to continue to wear it. And then what I also like too is, since it is so creamy, when I start to lose my tan, I can just use the shade 407 Natural Beige that I used all over my face, kind of as like a cream contour if I wanted to when I start to get more fair. And then I can just use the Ivory 401 as my all over shade instead. So I have an all over shade for the ivory and then a contour shade with the Natural Beige. So I really like these. I think I like these more than the Maybelline foundation sticks, even though I really like those too. But these, they're pretty much the same price at Walmart and you get way more product in this. So this has 0.32 ounces. Let me check the Maybelline. So the Maybelline has 0.25 ounces. So almost 10 more ounces in this, but it just looks like more because watch, if I roll it all the way up, and then I'm going to roll the Maybelline one all the way up. So for it only being like less than 10 ounces more, that sure looks like almost double the amount of product, doesn't it? And also what I like about the L'Oreal one compared to the Maybelline is that the Maybelline has this stupid sponge on it. Like I can't. I wish they would have just left it off, because I tried to use it in my foundation first impression of this and like, no. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. So I definitely think you should try this out if you have dry skin. I think it looks so nice. Oh, looks like I wiped off some makeup right there. Oops. But I think it looks really nice. I think it is going to last quite a long time. Like it lasted on me for 10 hours and it still looks really good. Like I'm still happy with just how it looks. So let me know if you guys have tried this foundation in the comments below and what you think. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and please don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this foundation first impression of the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick Foundation. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.